For 50 years, we've been told the same story. Cholesterol's the enemy. Watch that one number, get it down, and you'll protect your heart. If you've been worried about your cholesterol or you've been told to fear it, I completely understand. It's the message we've all heard our whole lives. But I want to show you something that should stop you in your tracks. Roughly half of all heart attacks happen in people whose cholesterol is completely normal. So, if cholesterol were really the villain, how's that possible? The truth is, the thing setting your arteries on fire is not the cholesterol. It's something most doctors never even test for, and chronic stress is quietly fueling it. If you're new here, I'm Dr. Gayla Gorman, licensed acupuncturist, naturopath, and author of What's Your Kryptonite? On this channel, I'm here to help you reverse the effects of chronic stress so that you can cruise through midlife and beyond symptom-free. Before we get into what's really damaging your heart, I have a free resource that will help you start lowering your stress load right away. Just comment the word guide below or go to drgayla.com/links and I'll send it right over. You can also scan the QR code on the screen. So let's clear up what cholesterol actually is, because the story you've been told is backwards. Cholesterol is not a poison. Your body makes it on purpose. You need it to build every cell membrane, to make your hormones, including estrogen and cortisol, and to keep your brain working. So think of cholesterol as the firefighter, not the fire. When there's damage in an artery wall, cholesterol shows up to help patch it. Blaming cholesterol for heart disease is like blaming the firefighters because they keep showing up at fires. The real question is, what's starting the fire? And the answer is inflammation. When the lining of your arteries is chronically inflamed, it becomes damaged and sticky. And that's where plaque forms and hardens. No inflammation, no fire for the cholesterol to respond to. Here's the research that cracked this open. In a 2026 study published in European Heart Journal Open, researchers followed nearly 40,000 adults with existing atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease, that's a mouthful, and found something that should stop you in your tracks. Inflammatory risk measured by high sensitivity CRP was a stronger predictor of major cardiovascular events, think heart failure hospitalization or cardiovascular death, and death from any cause, than high cholesterol risk on its own. Let me say that again. The inflammation marker helped predict who was more likely to get sick, even when cholesterol numbers did not tell the full story. This doesn't mean cholesterol is the enemy. It means cholesterol is only one part of the risk story. The takeaway for us is simple. If you only ever watch your cholesterol, you may be staring at the firefighter while the fire burns behind you. If you want to go further into the food side of calming inflammation, I made a video that I titled Top Anti-Inflammatory Diet, the Best Herbs for Reducing Inflammation and Easing Arthritis. In that video, I talk about anti-inflammatory foods, healthy fats, omega-3s, and herbs like turmeric and ginger that can support the body's natural healing process. I also explain why it matters to look for the foods and habits that may be keeping your immune system fired up in the first place, because when your immune system is fired up, it creates inflammation. It's your body's way of adding a protective layer, essentially. So I'll put the link to that video in the description below, and you can watch it when you've got a minute. Be sure to subscribe too, because I share practical tips on managing stress. So how do we cool this fire that I'm referring to? First, we stop obsessing over a single cholesterol number on a lab report, and we lower the inflammation at its root source. The medical literature is clear. Non pharmacological measures, meaning intensive lifestyle changes, for example, are highly effective at reducing inflammatory markers like high sensitivity CRP. First, nutrition and metabolic health. Build your plate around a heart healthy anti inflammatory diet. Pull back on the things that drive the fire, like refined sugars and ultra processed food. Why? Because conditions like metabolic syndrome, carrying extra weight, and expanding waist circumferences are major upstream drivers of systemic inflammation. In fact, clinical data points out that obesity alone is enough to elevate your CRP levels out of the optimal range. Next, and this is non negotiable, address your stress. As a high functioning human, your chronic stress isn't just exhausting, it's a physical inflammatory event. The medical literature explicitly identifies chronic stress and even depression as direct causes of elevated CRP. Building real mental recovery into your day is quite literally heart medicine. This is one of the reasons why I developed the MOLT method program. MOLT is an acronym. M is for mindset, O is for order, L is for lifestyle, and T is for toxins. We use this method to learn to master stress in the Stress Less Sanctuary community. Next, protect your sleep. We know that fragmented sleep is a huge hurdle in midlife. Poor recovery feeds a chronic, low grade systemic inflammatory process that the medical community now refers to as inflammaging, where chronic inflammation accelerates both the aging and disease processes. I will say that if you are not sleeping soundly and getting good restorative sleep, it is a recipe for accumulating issues related to what I refer to as toxic stress. So, if sleep is one of your issues, you need to really focus on that, and that will really help to turn the ship around, so to speak. Next, fourth, move your body daily and cut out the toxins. A sedentary lifestyle is clinically proven to elevate your inflammatory markers. Regular exercise is a primary method for cooling that inflammation down and keeping your cardiovascular system resilient. And if you smoke or drink excessively, it's time to cut back. Smoking is a direct source of arterial fire and a well known driver of high sensitivity CRP. Notice what these pillars have in common. None of them are about fearing an egg yolk, and none of them involve chasing a quick fix or a lifelong prescription. They're about empowering you to step up as your own primary care person. By removing the toxic load and managing the toxic stress, you stop the fire at its source. Now, I need to be very clear and responsible here. If you've been prescribed a medication for your heart, do not stop it on your own and do not change anything without talking to your prescribing physician. These medications are really strong and alter your body's internal signaling. If you are going to try to get off a medication, you need to do that with supervision and slowly in most instances. But that's not what this video is about. What I want you to hear is this: a medication that targets one number while no one ever asks why your body is inflamed in the first place is a band-aid on a festering wound. The pill may lower the number on the lab report, but if the toxic stress, the poor sleep, and the inflammatory diet are all still there, the root cause is untouched. We're not in the business of suppressing a symptom and calling it healing. We want to know why the fire started and put it out at the source. So, if you want to understand the hidden stressors and toxic triggers that keep your body inflamed and your heart at risk, grab a copy of my book, What's Your Kryptonite? It walks you through exactly what's keeping your system stuck. And make sure to subscribe for more practical root cause help with your health. I would love to hear from you in the comments. Were you ever told to fear your cholesterol? Did anyone ever actually check your inflammation? Share your experience below. I read those comments to better understand what you need most. And if your best efforts to live a healthy lifestyle and do all the things you've been led to think are supposed to work aren't getting the job done, you may even be feeling like you take 2 steps forward and 3 back. I have more resources to help you navigate midlife. Just go to drgala.com/links and watch my next video where I show you how to manage the toxic stress that's sabotaging your efforts. You can eliminate the symptoms that seem to be piling up in midlife naturally without medication, crazy diets, intense exercise, or any other unsustainable lifestyle hack.